We lie? Okay. Okay. Hello, welcome back. I don't know why you're here, and God knows I don't know why I'm here, beyond the fact that a long time ago, two people had a very irresponsible night, and I'm paying for it for the rest of my life. As we all know. So, we got a couple returning faces today, with some old favorites for Iba and Suzuka. Suzuka? I'll admit I never remember if I need to call her Suzuka or Suzaku, so I'm just going to call her Suzu for a minute. So, you know, bear with me, please. We know I'm an idiot with a megaphone and I'm brain dead. But we've of course got some newbies here. Now, the secondary ones here are unevolved. They're currently sitting at grade 4. Basic skills, they may as well have just been summoned. Compared to the old schools, who are grade 6s, fully skilled up, and we're basically going to hopefully see them just come side by side a little bit. But of course we have a returning favorite who I mentioned many times on my channel, my Jizo-Build Zashiki Earth, who is my favorite on the planet. But we're going to give her a little refresher because it's been a hot minute since she's joined the party. Unless you've been doing Kraken and Coin Spirit and actually any kind of co-oping with me, then again you'd always see her show up along with my Blazing Tama. Now, my Zashiki Earth, and please bear with the fact that there might be a little some glitching going on. OBS actually just updated again. I just managed to download the update for OBS today, and because my system is crap, it always tends to cause everything to go a little haywire for a hot minute. But anyway. So what we have now is, of course, my Zashiki Earth here has said she's grade 6. She is fully skilled up. And her main focus is, of course, to be battery. So we're going to speed run this just a smidge. But as I said, there's a pause. Again, fully skilled up. Now, as you've seen in another video where I showed all 4 Zashiki I've actually built, one for technically each element by their nicknames. She was actually an experiment situation because when I was starting out, and I actually fell in love with this build. Again, you can do anything else like Fortune Cats, Azure Basic, anything that gives you orbs, it works fine for her, but I like this because it also means she's defending herself, and it's keeping her on the field longer to be the best battery she can be. Now, of course, this Jizo includes, like, she has some good attack power here, so she can slap a bitch, because let's face it, yes, while she's building battery power, you may as well let her do a little smacky every now and again, a little smack side of the face, you know, just a little bit, just a little slap. But she, of course, has a boost with HP and defense, because, again, I don't want her actually dying, and this has actually made her last, where if I take her into, like, I tend to keep her as a backup battery for when I do the big wave of Orochi zone and everything, and a lot of other things, along with Kusa as my backup healer after some others. These 2 girls are normally in my final round before I die, and they last a while. Kusa works overtime. If you actually want to see me do that, let me know, and I'll be happy to show a little vid with those. When I run with that, I'm sure somebody will read me the riot act. But these 2 seem to last the longest. I'm not kidding. But anyway, but of course we have some House Simp here for a little bit more attack, and of course a little more defense. Like, I gave her a good healthy amount, a good little amount of extra HP and defense, a little bit of speed. She's a little crit, because if she does hit somebody with this little bit of extra attack power, you may as well make it hurt a little bit. But everything else, aside from her effect resistance, is kind of basic. She does have a little bit more of that, because what's the point of letting your battery get knocked stupid? But overall, I mean, I love this build. She is amazing, and I love taking her in almost any situation because she can bolster so many orbs, and because of Jizo's effect, there's a strong likelihood she's also going to be adding some shielding bonuses to her allies. I mean, yes, she's working some extra overtime here, and I love that build. If you haven't gotten to experiment with it, please just try experiment with the Jizo build just for funsies. You will probably might find yourself a new favorite. Now, of course, now that we've covered my fanning right now for like, what, 5 minutes, let's move on to some other things, particularly the stars of today's episode, Suzu and Iba. And yeah, I'm just gonna go that way. So we'll start here with this first Suzu here. Suzuka, okay. Right here, Suzuka. I am offending so many people right now because I cannot pronounce things correctly, and I apologize for this. I'm stupid. But of course we have here our Suzu in what has to be my favorite skin. I love this sea matriarch skin, and I probably have got my wording incorrect on that, but this looks freaking amazing. Yes, A+ people. I mean, it makes her look like some kind of ocean war goddess of the ocean. It's amazing. Huge props to whoever came up with that idea, for this, because I mean, this is beautiful. But moving on from my fanning, I love a good aesthetic. We have Suzuka here, Suzu. Like I said before, she's grade 6. She's fully skilled up. And I know there's some people who are going to go, you could push it harder. Yes, you can, but this is where we set at, and I actually really like the way this is working. So, of course, like I say, full skills. And since we've already seen the little sister here get her SP, I'm gonna guess that Suzu, and of course the little brother, I'm guessing Suzu's gonna be getting herself an SP soon, so. But if anyone's heard anything about that, like on the other servers, feel free to let me know. I'm actually kind of curious on how they can push her for that. Now, but Suzu, I've got her set up with like a Seductress build with a little focus more on her attack, some little crit damage, a lot of effect resistance, because while her getting confused isn't as bad as Onikiri getting confused, like she won't wipe your whole team, she can still mess you up if she gets confused. She has a little bit of a weakness to it, which is kind of wild. But of course it has some speed boosting here, so boosting. I speak English and I can't actually speak it. English is 3 languages wearing a trench coat at this point. I'm sorry. Anyway. So of course we have this Seductress here. Another over here, mostly attack. And more attack. And of course, if it's now, I mainly went with Seductress at first because Seductress is a very versatile soul set, and you can use it for a lot of them. She's a multi-hitter actually, so it does work pretty decently, but and to be honest, I could have probably, because of that multi-hitting thing, let's see, where's it? With her crashing barrage. Yeah, I probably could switch out Odokuro for Ghostly Songstress, because yes, but I actually really like combining Odokuro and Seductress, and it's worked very nicely on her, but you could actually switch it either way. But of course this one has an attack boosting bonus, and in all honesty, I kind of like how Odokuro does this little extra effect, passive effect. It works out kind of nicely, where she's just going to get stronger as she gets hit. Now, by comparison, let's shoot down the line here. Heck, not remotely what I want to do. Come on. All the way down the line. We have our second Suzu over here, and this skin is actually really pretty. I think a friend of mine actually sent it to me, but I might be mistaken. But this is like, it's really pretty. I love the darker colors. Blues actually just work nicely for her, and it's not just the thing about her being in part of the sea. It's just something about the blue toned skins looks so pretty compared to some of her others, but that's just my opinion. Now, this Suzu, come on, internet, is of course using Ghostly Songstress, as you can see here, but also with Watcher. Now, for unevolved grade 4, relatively fresh, I mean, skills are basic. This is actually not too bad in the stats. She's a little slower, well, quite a lot slower. A little bit defense, some HP, a little bit of attack, some crit, lots of crit damage, because I mean, if she's going to do that hit and she's going to make it hurt, you may as well really make it hurt. A little bit less effect resistance, so she could probably run the potential of getting knocked crazy a little bit more, but, you know, we try to make it do. So, of course, like I say, we have Watcher here. If only because if she's going to keep doing damage, you may as well boost it to the heavens. And, of course, you know, mostly attack. And again, Ghostly Songstress on here because I had this also, not only because she's a multi-hitter, and this soul set is a love song for any multi-hitting Shiki, but because you also have this beautiful crit damage soul here and here. And so far in test runs, this has actually been very fun and nice. I honestly kind of love the way this works, so it seems like you can go either way. You can go with a crit build, or you can go with an attack build, but take advantage of the fact that she does multi-hits. That's not to say I've actually considered the merits of potentially using, I did consider try a first before going to Watcher using Possessor, and I'm sure there are other people who can make that work, but it didn't work necessarily for me, but I'm sure there are other people who could make that work. Because, I mean, we know my feelings on Possessor. I love it, Possessor. Possessor is basically a made for multi-hitting Shiki. Everyone's heard me sing its praises. And Possessor combined with Ghostly Songstress? I mean, come on now. But let's move on from my fanning and crazy. And we'll go over here to Iba. Number 1 and number 2. Actually, was that actually a Talisman Pass skin? I don't know, that was a shop skin. Okay. This is a Talisman Pass skin. So, yeah. So, for this Iba, he's an old school favorite of mine, and further proof of why Otakura is one of my favorite for attacking Shiki. Now, of course, good attack, some good decent attack, some extra HP and defense, little sprinkle of speed, extra speed, some crit, a little more crit damage, effect resistance, because yes, that's something that's, I'm gonna actually say it too, it's not as bad as what happens when Onikiri gets confused. We all know my feelings on that. But it seems like that's actually because the more I think about it, the more I think it's a chronic weakness of SSRs, in that because of how strong they are with everything else, that they just innately have some kind of weakness to confuse and certain other effects. I don't know how to really explain it. It's just my feelings on it. If you've had a similar situation where you're thinking maybe the SSRs are just naturally very weak to confuse, hit me up down below. But anyway, back to Iba. This Iba, he is, of course, like I said, he's grade 6. He is fully skilled up. And I'll admit, I actually was very confused on that one, if that middle one actually ever boosted, but no. But, I actually went with Shadow for him because, one, it's very versatile, it bolsters crit, I had these beautiful attack souls laying around. And to be honest, Shadow works extremely well with him. In fact, quite a few different souls work nicely, but it's a good versatile thing to go with. I'm actually kind of curious on if I should ever try to, just for sheer fun, try certain other builds, but I don't know if that is make it into a video unless they're actually entertaining, so we'll see. But of course, he has Otokura here because, again, I love this ability here with it, with the passive effects and all. It might be one of my favorites right after Ghostly Songstress. Like, Ghostly Songstress is my favorite and go-to for multi-hitters. Otokura is my go-to and favorite for most anything else, with Tsuchigumo right behind that just because of its effects. Namazu and Oburgaruma, it depends on the Shiki, to be fair. But yeah. But overall, I mean, this works very nicely. It's a good basic build. You tend to get pretty good in. No one ever said basics are bad. Basics can be very good. They're essentials. Now, of course, we have the second Iba over here, and while I was tempted to go with a Seductress build for him, just for the sheer hell of it, I then thought second about it, and decided to try something I have not used before. On Iba, Claws. I'm already hearing people saying, what is wrong with you? But it's because of this. Grants a 50% chance of ignoring 45% of defense when attacking. Anyone seeing where I'm going with this? So again, this one is grade 4. He's fresh. He's just come off the summons, give or take, minus the leveling. And to be fair, why not make sure he can do extra damage? I mean, he's got a beautiful amount of crit damage here, a little effect resistance, some extra crit, a lot more speed, a little bit of speed, some defense, a little HP, a little bit of attack. And of course, with Claws here, we have it bolstering as much attack, crit damage, and crit as possible. Like, we have this beautiful crit damage booster right over here. This one of attacker here, and just for funsies, I actually tossed this Hyosubi. I'm mispronouncing probably, and I'm sorry, because I had these also, and I thought, you know what, let's go, let's do it, let's make this happen. Now, did I want to actually put a full speed set here? Yes. Did I decide maybe it was better to have him not going light speed, but relatively quick? Also yes. So, and I also want to make a point, this red skin is freaking awesome. I'll admit, personally, I like him with the paler hair color, like the white or the blonde or something, this pale blonde, but this actually makes the red hair look really good. And it might be also because of the whole look, all the color schemes. This looks very nice. I love how the guys who are doing the artwork for this are just upping their game with every Shiki skin coming out, it seems like. Everybody's going to town here. It's great. Okay, so we've covered all that, so let's get to the meat and potatoes. Well, actually, we've already gone to meat potatoes. Let's go to dessert. We're going to hit the level 40 Hahakagami zone, the level 40 Kappa zone, and just watch the fireworks display. And if you want to stick around for that, please feel free to join me. If not, no harm, no shame, no foul. Just, you know, ask that you do the holy trifecta of YouTube down below, the like, comment, subscribe on your way out the door. Okay? Let's hit it. Okay, come on. And, yep, there's the freezing. Freezing. Samei, you're not needed, baby. The game will catch up, I promise. Okay, this may be the Suzu show. Looks like the sea matriarch is just wiping the field with. Nobody else got to do anything. Really, Susan just wiped the field and then some. And there's of course the freezing. That was. I almost didn't do a second round of that just for fun, but I mean this turned into the Suzu show right there. Just wiped the field. Everybody else is just like, nah, we're good. All right, let's hit the Kappa zone, see what happens. Oh Lord. Okay, here we go. And of course, it's lovely scene to see. So yeah, come on. All right, and we are back in the Kappa zone with 2 Eva, 2 Suzu, and of course my returning Zashiki Earth. And as we saw in literally the Hahakagami zone, this turned into the Suzu show. So let's see if our grade 6 wipes this entire field too, where everybody else is just sitting back with snacks. Let's go. Yep. I mean, I'm pretty sure the Evas are just over there just chilling with some sake. I love it. I love that this basically turned into the Susan show. Just like one just wiping the field, everybody else just chilling in the background with sake and snacks just like, hey, did you catch that? A show recently? That was great. Alright. I almost feel like I need to do a second run of that with everybody, with her on, with everybody on like normal, so you can watch what happens. In fact, I think I actually know something I'm gonna do about this situation. I'll be 1 second. Okay, we're gonna try this with something else here. So, just as stated, we're gonna actually drop everybody down. So let's hit this. Everybody except for my Zashiki. Actually, let's get. There we go. I just need to watch everybody do basic attacks. Nice. Alright. It's not the Suzu show anymore, people. Now, I know my Zashiki is practically useless right now since she's not doing a battery work, but she's at least showing what she can do with slapping somebody. There's Onokuru's effects kicking in. Hey, I wanted to show off, and this ain't the Suzu show, people, so go ahead. Let's put our 2 basics back on to skill mode now. And there's the confuse hitting. Nope, that's Days, my mistake. Not as good as I could have thought, but hey, that works. Alright, so now we actually got to see everybody in action, give or take. So I'm gonna now take everybody head off here. If you like what you see, then please do the holy trifecta of YouTube down below, the like, comment, subscribe. If you got some ideas, suggestions, anything you want, then feel free to also hit me up down there below. And I'll catch you next time, alright? Have a good day.